do this more. Again, on this one, step 1 tells us to solve for at least one variable, right? Well, we've already done that. We have y equals 4x plus 11. That's already done. So then we're on to step 2. What does step 2 say to do? It says to plug this in for y. So on the other ones, we have 3x minus y equals negative 7. In y, I'm going to plug this in. So what am I going to have? I'm going to have 3x minus, and I'm going to put this in parentheses for y, 4x plus 11. See how I just took where y was and I replaced it with 4x plus 11? That equals negative 7. Now, we've got to look at the outside. There's a negative. We've got to distribute this negative. So I get 3x minus 4x minus 11 equals negative 7. Okay? And we can combine like terms right here, and I'm going to add 11 to both sides. 3x minus 4x is negative 1x equals negative 7 plus 11 is 4. Negative 1x equals 4. Then I can multiply both sides by negative 1, and I get that x equals negative 4. All right, I have my x value. Now we're on to step 3. Step 3 says to take this value and plug it into either equation. Well, since this one's already solved for y, I'm going to plug it in for x. Y equals 4 times negative 4 plus 11. And I get y equals negative 16 plus 11, which equals what? Negative 5. So my ordered pair is going to be negative 4, negative 5. Boom. And now, there's a way to check and see if this answer is right. Notice how I used this equation, y equals 4x plus 11, to solve it. I'm going to take this ordered pair, I'm going to do a check. I'm going to plug that back in to the above equation, 3x minus y equals negative 7. So 3 times my x value of negative 4 minus my y value of negative 5 is negative 7. Let's see if that's true. I get negative 12. And that becomes a plus 5 equals negative 7. What's negative 12 plus 5? Negative 7 equals negative 7. Is that true? Check. It's true. So we know we did it correctly. Awesome. Let's keep this rolling. I'm going to go down to this one first. Again, we're already solved for one of the variables. So step 1. We already have y equals negative 2x minus 4. Step 2, we're going to plug that in up here. So I'm going to have 4x plus 2 times, and my y is negative 2x minus 4. Have to put it in parentheses because we're going to need to do some distribution there. Equals negative 8 because we just plugged it in for that y value up here. Okay? Now let's distribute it. I get 4x. And then 2 times negative 2x is negative 4x. 2 times negative 4 is minus 8, equals minus 8. What's going to happen here? Let's see, 4x minus 4x, that's 0. And then I'm left with negative 8 equals negative 8. Is that true? Does negative 8 equal negative 8? Yeah. So this is infinite solutions. They are the same line. We can always prove that. I'm going to solve this top one for y. So 4x plus 2y equals negative 8 minus 4x minus 4x. I get 2y equals negative 4x minus 8. Divide both sides by 2. And I get y equals negative 2x minus 4, which is exactly the equation we had right there. So they are indeed the same line. This is our check. Okay. Now, what if it's not solved for a variable? Well, then we actually got to do our step 1, right? So pick one. This right here doesn't even have a y in it, so I'm going to solve this one for x. Are you ready for this? So step 1. I have 4x minus 12 equals 8. That's awesome. So I'm going to add 12 to both sides. 4x equals 20. Divide both sides by 4, right? And we get that x equals 5. And then I can just go straight to, I've already solved for a variable. I can go straight to step 3. I'm bypassing step 3. I'm just going to go step 3. Boom. And now I know I'm going to plug it into the top one. My x is 5 plus 3y equals 2. Subtract 5 from both sides. 3y equals negative 3. Divide by 3. We get that y equals negative 1. Boom. And then I have the point 5, negative 1. Probably should have written that elsewhere, but I can do a little check right here. So if I plug that in for the top equation, I'm going to have 5 plus 3 times negative 1 equals 2. Which that's 5 plus, or 5 minus 3, right? Because it's positive times negative is a minus, equals 2. What's 5 minus 3? It's 2, equals 2. Check. This was our check. It's good. All right, I'm kind of moving, but feel free to pause it. And our last problem of the day is this. Travis' pickle cart sells pickle spears for $1 each and jars of pickles for $7 each. Okay? So, I know last week he sold a combined total of 22 spears in jars for $592. How many spears in jars did he sell? Well, let's let S equal spears. Let J equal jars. So here's what I know. I know that my spears plus my jars should equal 322 because I sold a total of 322. What do I also know? I know that the spears are $1 each, so 1S plus 7J should give me a total of $592. That looks like a system of equations. So for step 1, I'm going to solve for one variable, and I'm going to do it for that S plus J equals 322. I'm just going to subtract J over. I could subtract S over, it doesn't matter. And I get S equals 322 minus J. Now for step 2, I'm going to plug that in. Well, that's a T. I was like, what is my own handwriting? So I'm going to plug this into the bottom equation, where I have, it's just a 1. I can ignore the 1. So I just have 322 minus J plus 7J equals 5. I'm running out of room, aren't I? So again, I'm just going to rewrite this because those parentheses are unnecessary. So 322 minus J plus 7J equals 592. Negative J plus J, that's going to be plus 6J, right? That's a 6J right there, so 322 plus 6J equals 592. I might as well subtract 322 over. And what do I get? 6J equals, so that's 0, 7, 2, 270. Look at that. Divide both sides by 6. And we get that J equals 45. Boom. Now that we have 45, we know that we've sold 45 jars. So now we're going to go on to step 3. Step 3 says to plug it into one of the equations. Well, I'm going to plug it into here. I know that S plus my jars of 45 equals 322. Subtract 45 from both sides. I'm not going to lie, I'm being lazy. I could do this, but I don't want to. It's 277. That means I sold 277 spears. So what did we find out? Travis sold 277 spears of pickles and 45 jars. Look at that. Good stuff. All right, take a look at it. Pause it. Good times. With that said, peace out.